Hey Hobie compadres, this is Roy. Wanted to share with you my MD 180 teardown and mainly pin bearing or drum roller bearing and sprocket roller bearing service and other service of this MD 180 that I have. Anyway, I picked up a 2017 AI. I have a 09 and 13 AI. They have the older Mirage drives. Both of them have the GT upgraded sprockets and drum and idler pulley. So they do have the Delrin. I think that's what DuPont calls it. It's just acetyl pin bearings or roller bearings. So I have experience servicing these as well. When it came over to this drive, I knew that it needed servicing. There wasn't anything broke on it. It was fine. It was a little sloppy, a little loose, dry. Had some surface corrosion here and there, so I tore it all the way down. I do want to say that there is a chap on YouTube by the name of Cornish Kayak Angler. Sounds like he's from Australia. Wouldn't doubt it, actually. A lot of those guys have Hobies out there, and they have a lot of good content. Anyway, he shows a teardown of the spine here, which this is my spine, of taking the sprockets apart. I don't know if he alludes to it, but I know there are some posts about it that, I've got some problems with my sprockets, or something broke in my sprockets, or the bearings are shot, the bearings are crushed. Well, just go spend $375 on a new spine. Well, you can do that. That's your prerogative. Or you can do a rebuild like I'm doing here. And I wanted to just share this part to also share with you what I found on measuring some of these bearings, the OD, and the part numbers. Okay, so that if you wanted to do it yourself, you can. I went a little further. There's a split spring pin. This is a split spring pin. There's other names for them as well, but I think McMaster Carr calls them split springs. They are stainless 3/16. You drive them out of this hole right here, and the mast, this is a mast, can be pulled out after that. It goes through that hole right there. That hole right there. I'm doing that to service them and to put a little bit of this Quicksilver marine grease with PTFE Teflon in there for lubricant. So I took that extra step and took these out. In addition to that, you know what's interesting? You guys tell me. Do you know if all the stainless in these drives are 316 marine grade, medical grade stainless? Here's the bolt. Here's the bolt that goes into the drum to hold the crank arms. It's clear to me that's 3/16, and I haven't touched them. I haven't wire brushed them, I haven't cleaned them at all, just put them in this here. Not a single speck of rust anywhere on it. Why? Well, because it's 316 marine grade, that's why. But look at the 1/4 20 nylock nuts for the chains that go on the end here of the chain and cables. Look at that. See that rust? I mean, that can't be 3/16. 3/16 marine grade stainless. Because if it were, I don't think it would have that type of rust. Well, these guys I have cleaned up, and man, they were pretty oxidized. Chloride corrosion, right? It's the real deal, man. Salt water is horrible. So what I ended up doing, there's a supplier local in Austin. I buy all my 3/16 grade stainless, 3/16 stainless grade hardware from them on the cheap. Really, this whole bag of 3/16 grade stainless, $15. That's a steal, folks. Anyway, I'm cutting my own out and replacing these pins, so when I drive them in there, it'll be 3/16. I don't know if it is or not. Okay, back to the rebuild, right? I've laid it all out. This is aft, okay, aft and forward. Aft, you see the pull cables for flipping the drive around, and then forward. You've got one, two, three main sections of similar size Delrin bearings, and then up at the forward part here in this section, and again, Cornish kayak angler, he shows all that part, how to take this apart. These are the smaller bearings. Now I want to go through here and show you something here. Using my vernier caliper, digital, I've got the new ones from Hobie and the ones that were in there. The aft ones measured 2.248 inches. The new ones are right at a 1/4 inch. So that's 0.02 of an inch smaller on average. I measured several of them. I didn't measure every one. 0.249 for the middle, 250, 1/1000th of an inch smaller. 0.249, 250, 1/1000th of an inch. But look at the differential here on the forward bearings here. 0.185 versus 0.188. That's 0.03 of an inch smaller than the new ones here. Now you're going to need 45, 15 each here, 15, 15, 15. They're the sprocket mains, and they're part number 81471, Hobie. There you go. This is the idler shaft set screw. Because they were so cheap, I got new ones. That's this guy here. I don't think I needed to do that, to be honest with you. Then you're going to need 13 of the smaller forward bearings here, and that's Hobie part number 81478. And by the way, all these part numbers, you can prefix it with the letters HC, Hotel Charlie, Hobie Cat, I think. In addition to all that, I've got 3/16 stainless Porter 20 nylock nuts, 3/16 stainless marine grade, because if you look at all these old ones, look at them. See all the rust? Look at the rust. Look at the corrosion there. You see that? Now, I've cleaned all these up, all the cables and everything. They really weren't too rusty, but here's where I will share some additional thoughts here on what I use too as lubricants. This Corrosion X, I think 303 makes another version of it. You want something that sticks. It's got kind of like a buttery consistency. And what I do is I spray it in this cup here, and then I use a painter's brush, a detail painter's brush, put it in here, right in there, where that cable meets and it's crimped onto this male stud here. A lot of corrosion can happen here, and that's where a lot of failures take place. Don't be shy to put that anywhere. Put the Corrosion X wherever you think. Apply it wherever, anywhere on your boat. Use a acid brush, whatever you want. I prefer this marine grease with PTFE in it. Great stuff. It's a tan color. I love it. This WD-40 dry lube. There's a lot of dry lube out there today, guys, where they've removed the Teflon. Matter of fact, DuPont, I think the creator of Teflon, their DuPont dry lube has now replaced PTFE with a different chemical. So it's not Teflon. So this is one of the few left with PTFE. I like using this on my chains. That way grime and grit and sand doesn't stick to the moving part of the chain. I also use this on other parts of the boat, like the cam locks and cables and the blocks. It just doesn't collect a lot of debris. I wanted to say something about the older drive. I can't really remember exactly, but yeah. So here it is. I'm tearing it all down. I'm getting ready to build it all back up. Oh, I forgot, didn't I? Yeah, the drum bearings. Okay, so they're 15 on each. I currently only have 15 new because I couldn't buy them all on one supplier. That's one thing you'll notice too. A lot of suppliers could be out of some of these parts. So I've got the other 15 coming in Saturday. So 15 on this side, 15 on this side. And that's part number 81156401. Again, prefixed with HC, Hobie Cat. Yeah, so that's the MD180 service. Did I talk about the sprocket bear or the idler? Not the sprocket, the idler. Oh my goodness. So you need 12 on the idler. Okay, here's the idler. There's 12. I didn't even measure those. Crap. Forgot to measure them. That's fine. Whatever. You know what's going on there. I think it's a 2017. So just think about that for a second. 3, 2, 5 years. I would think nominal use type drive, after about 5 years, I would definitely replace all the bearings. So the roller bearing for the idler pulley, you need 12 of them, is part number 81156201. Anyway, that's it for me now. I'm wrapping this one up. Hope you find this interesting and helpful. If you got any questions, let me know. Or more than that, actually, if there's something you see I'm doing wrong, or suggest a better way, or something that works better, please let me know.